spiritual coach, life coach, just somebody that wants to help you in life. I have done this read now in the beginning 3 times because I had some freaky people in my last comments and I didn't want that posted. And then one time they couldn't hear me and I couldn't confirm the second time. So this is now my fourth time doing it because this message will get out to the right people. Again, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm just someone that wants to help you and give you guys the messages and understanding so you don't have to unpack it all yourself. I want to talk about this dream that I had. So the dream, I had a yellow bike. I was going to go get food. From the food, I guess I was meeting somebody there because they wanted to get food as well. And once I went to go get the food, my order was messed up, but I parked my bike outside of the restaurant. I don't know why I rode a bike there, but I had a bike. And I just rode there, went inside. They messed up on my order. The person who I guess I was meeting there, they actually said, "Oh, your bike is missing." And I was like, "What? What do you mean my bike is missing?" And obviously I couldn't be mad at anyone because I was the person that left the bike there. But I was trying to figure out more and more, like, why would someone, like, steal my bike? Like, the person who I was with, they were kind of helping me, but weren't really helping me. I was like, well, what do you know? Did you see anything? I should have asked the people in the restaurant if they had like a video of the bike and who stole it. But I didn't mind that. I was like, okay, they were giving me back my food. So as I was ordering the food and, picking it up and got the order wrong and inside, I go outside and the bike was gone. I'm back inside now waiting for my food. And I thought that they were just going to give me regular food. They literally gave me so much food. Like, I was so happy. I saw like French fries and like spaghetti and a burger. There was a whole bunch of food in there that I know that I didn't order. And I was just really grateful that I got the food because I was like, damn, I have enough money or like somebody to come pick me up in my dream. But I didn't really understand that the person that I was with could have been a person setting me up to get my gifts taken away. The fact that they knew, what's good, Pat? We're into spirituality over here, y'all. So if you're not into that, you know what's going on. But it's the fact that the person that I was with knew that I rode a bike there. They didn't help me find the bike. I was pissed because I was like, damn, I fucking love that bike. And you're just going to let this fucking bike, like, you guys, I'm in California right now. It's 2:20. There was a bike that was gone that was mine, and you knew that I was there, and you didn't even really understand that I was kind of hurt by it. I was very hurt by it. I was very hurt. Damn, I wish I knew the TikTok when she was just like, I'm hurting. Okay, but yeah, so again, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm a spiritual coach and life coach. Someone just wants to help you out here in life. So I am going to be pulling some cards. And the whole moral of the story of why I needed to have a dream about my bike being stolen was because sometimes, if you guys don't know what destiny swapping is when you have already like a path set out for you, whether it's spiritual, money, career, friendship. We have a life path that we have when we are born here on earth. That's why some things just kind of seem like so serendipitous or such a coincidence, but it's no, like, our life is set up for us, so we're gonna have to be able to maneuver in that path. And sometimes people will like your path better than their own path, and they'll do destiny swapping. If you guys don't know what that is, just go look it up. Destiny swap is people that are trying to swap destinies with you. What's good, Celine? Welcome in. So yeah, I'm going to be pulling some cards because I'm seeing that a lot of people don't really know why their gifts are delayed. They don't understand why the people who they're around, they don't know why the people around them aren't helping them. Some of you guys feel like you're at home with your parents and you have to suffer. Your parents don't understand you. Your friends don't understand you. Some of you guys are going to work and not really understanding the main point and the main reason of why we're here on earth. Okay, so let's do that. Let me cut my cards. Again, I am using the Tarot Apocalypse deck. I've had it for a while, but I only use it when we have, very serious messages. And I am going to be using the Dark Mirror deck. So let me cut my cards and do a small prayer. If you guys are watching this video today, I hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day. I hope that all of you get what you want at the end of the day, because it's very important, especially if you are taking the time to listen to these messages. So let's get into it. Heavenly Father, ancestors, spirit guides, protective angels, and yourself and Mother God, thank you so much for the abundant substance and prosperity that you give us on an everyday basis. Thank you for the acceptance and appreciation that you give us when it is not needed, knowing that we're a child of yours. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for destiny swapping and what you can tell the collective. If you're not called upon this reading, you are not welcome. Amen. I'd like to do a quick little prayer. I don't like to do too much. I need to revise my prayer, but I am going to be giving you guys some messages. As far as there's somebody in your life that you guys don't even see that's plotting on your downfall, Spirit, can you give me some information on who this, how will the collective know who this person is who's plotting on them? I did have some cards that come out, but I only read flipped over cards. So, Spirit, how will the collective know who this person is that's plotting on them? Please flip the cards over. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, it's a lot of you guys that I feel like you'll know that this person's plotting on you. There's somebody in your energy that you don't even recognize that is a threat to you. And what they do is they come so close to your energy, and they come close enough to know that that you would think that they're not a threat, but they also stay far enough away from you to hide that they hate you. Okay, and the cards that I got was the Magician and the Five of Pentacles. So I do see this as somebody in your energy that could be a potential threat. Let me show you these cards up closer. So I am getting this for your energy, but I also do feel, I'm like, is it going to focus? I don't think so. But I also do feel like this person, they can manifest like their own energy, right? It's almost like this person, they get this, you wonder how they get the opportunities that they get as well, because they're their own magician and manifester. This person knows how to work with people's emotions. They have some water here. So it almost, this person kind of gets what they want because they don't show their true emotions. It's like they alchemize when they're really sad. They alchemize when they're exhausted, when no one else is listening to them, when no one else has any understanding of like who they are. They get really, they sulk and they get very sultry. And you'll know this person because they are someone, it's almost like they're leaving these pentacles behind. So this person doesn't really understand either that, I'm like, Five of Pentacles. This person also, I'm getting, they don't move too far away from home either. This person does not move far away from home. Like this person likes to be stationed at home and they go off to do their work in other places. But I'm like, their energy is kind of blocked. I do see that when this person leaves home, they feel they put on a mask when they are at home. Spirit, can I have some more information as to who this person is? Can you confirm what I've been saying already? The Hanged Man. So yeah, it's almost like this person, they always seem like they are in some like deep shit. It's almost like every time that you try to prove to them that they're better than something, or it always just seems like a situation is rolling around with this person. This person is a mass manipulator. They usually feel more comfortable at home, and they put themselves in situations where they don't really understand. Like, they understand that, you know, to be a hard worker, you're gonna have to put in work, but this person almost just wants opportunities to fall in their lap. Okay, and then I also have the Eight of Swords. So because we are dealing with Gemini and this new moon energy, a lot of you guys are feeling maybe the opposite of what you usually feel, the opposite of your sun sign, right? I am an Aries, and I have been feeling like I've been in a lot of Libra energy. A lot of Libra energy is going to be very fair, very much fairness, not trying to overstep my boundaries, just creating fairness and like equality in a lot of situations. I was like, my phone was dying, but I can't have it on my laptop like that. Let's see. So I am saying that with this person, you have to be careful because they use what they need. So they'll have you around and they'll be your friend and they'll understand you if it's what they need at the time. But if they don't really need that, then they're not going to be doing a lot to hit you up or see how you feel or just check in or anything like that. Why is this person like that towards the collective? Let's see. Why is this person like this towards you? And I also have the Hierophant show up. So this person could be really strict on their rules. They also can be somebody that's just like, oh, there's some definite characteristics that you'll be able to tell while I'm describing this person. They feel like it's not like their way is the highway, but like they are very strict on how they like to move. Like they're very singular. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like this person, it's like whatever they say goes, right? It's like whatever they say goes, or maybe they just have some deep rooted beliefs that they have not believed in or haven't talked to anybody about, and they don't really bounce these ideas off of anybody, so they will sit in their own truths and then believe their own truths without actually getting like validation or looking up like what it could be. And a lot of what life is about is actually figuring out that the people who are right and the people who are wrong are right. It's not just about one person being right, because you can see things through the same lens. Like if you look through a telescope, if you look through a telescope and you looked in the sky, you guys are looking at the same thing, but you guys could have different point of views of it, okay? So two things can be right at once. And I to really understand that your mindsets. So this new journey and this new evolution that we have going on right now, with all the planets changing, with people changing, with our governments changing, if you're not comfortable with that type of stuff and you really don't understand what's going on, you can be around people who understand this, but you won't get blessed in the same way. And that's what I feel like with this person. This person is like waiting for you to blow up so they can also like benefit off of like your hard work. That's what I'm getting. Because it doesn't really look like this person has a lot of paid opportunities for you to be around. They just have opportunities that benefit them, okay? So Princess of Wands came out as well. So this is like a baby alchemist. This is someone who is starting to understand their power. Like, I don't know, you guys. This person, it almost seems like they have a false, like, I don't know if they talk to God. It's almost like they have this false, I'm like trying to find the word for it because there's certain words that I don't want to use. But this person has a false identity when it comes to how powerful and how just like how powerful their manifestations and how powerful they can be as a person. They feel very abundant. They feel like the things that they can do in life, like they're like, you know what, I could do this if I wanted, or if I wanted a better opportunity for myself, like I can get it. But the fact that they don't, they're almost alchemizing off of like how much attention that you get and how much like people like you, and yeah, and how many opportunities and things that you have like that. So I would definitely be careful of if you're around somebody that's benefiting off of your blessings. Like if there's something that you're supposed to go to, and like for me, sometimes I have an anxiety when I go to certain like, I don't know, meetups or like photo shoots and things like that. So I'll invite a friend. You'll know that this person's benefiting off of you, because when you invite them places, it's almost like they're not happy that you get the attention, or they're not as happy like if the spotlight were on them, because the spotlight's not on them. and it's on you and you get favoritism everywhere you go, it's almost like this person wants that, but they don't want it at the same time. It's like they're trying to be okay with who they are, but they know they're longing for more. Okay. What else can you tell me about this person? Also feels like they're in a very hard space to be in. They feel like their hands are tied when it comes to a lot of just like the endeavors and work and business that they put on, right? I feel like they are someone who it's like they're okay with having nothing, but then when they get exposed to more, they start hating the people that they were around because they exposed them to more, if that makes sense. So if you're the person that exposes this person to a lot more, this person, it's not like they hate you for it, but it's almost like how dare they wish for more, or how dare their, like, all their dreams come true, like, so I would just be very careful because this person is posing as a friend. What else can you tell me about this person, Spirit? What else can you tell me? Please flip the cards over. I do not read unflipped over cards. What can you tell me about this person? Okay, I have the King of Pentacles. This person does seem like they're a lot about their money, but I do see that every single arm is holding something different. I don't know if you guys can see that. But like this arm is holding a pentacle. This arm is holding a lotus. This arm is holding some type of instrument. This arm is holding a shell. So it's like this person does a lot of things for work. Another indication, they are a jack of all trades. They do a lot of outer work is what I'm hearing. It seems like this person does not like when others have a difference in opinion with them. I could be talking about myself right now, but I feel like I'm open to hearing what other people have to say, but immediately if they shut me down, I'm like, I literally just listened to the bullshit that you said, and you're going to shut down the things that I have to say. I think that's not very nice and very, demure. But I do feel that this person, they have a really big ego, I'm guessing. This person kind of has a big ego. It's almost like their energy is like, oh, I would never do that. Or, like, yeah, I mean, I can understand that you could do that, but that, yeah, I just can't get with that. But also how this person lives, they're not living the lavish lifestyle that they say that, it's like the lifestyle that they are kind of judging. They don't live that lifestyle. So I'm very confused of why this person feels like they should be on their high horse when they don't live that type of lifestyle, and they're also benefiting off of the opportunities and things that you have. I think that you guys should probably stay away from these people. Like whoever I'm talking about and this person in this reading, you guys need to stay away from this person because I have a sense that they're going to try to use you as a guinea pig. They're like the person in my dream that I was telling you before. It's almost like they're so far out and trying to read other people's energy that when actual things that matter, like at home, and when I say at home, I mean like when their personal life, when their inner life starts to change and they don't know why, or they lose the motivation, or they don't necessarily know like why they feel like a certain way towards someone, they would rather go to textbook and go to logic rather than actually feeling inside like, hey, I might not like this person because of X, Y, and Z. And if you guys keep hanging around, I'll say this way, if you guys keep hanging around this type of person that is going to be in your life, and I'm not saying that they don't show up for you, but it seems like you're the person that kind of leads the friendship or the workship, whatever it is, the situationship. Like you could be dating somebody as well, but this person is just kind of waiting for you to blow up. This person is waiting for your craft and, something for you to blow up so they can also piggyback on that lifestyle, because there's something that happened last summer or the summer before where you guys knew each other, and this person really enjoyed the lifestyle that you provided. This person enjoys that. This person enjoys that when you come around, um, they have more to do with their life. Life is a little bit more exciting. Life is a little bit colorful when you're around. And this person kind of feeds off of that so they can deal with the rest of their life. So just be very careful that you have old people coming back from like since like 2012. You're going to have old classmates that are coming back, old relationships that are coming back, old, family and friends that are coming back to see where you're at so they can hop on board to try to set up to destiny swap with you. And again, about destiny swapping, I think you guys have to really understand that just because you're a good person, it doesn't mean that somebody won't do something bad to you. Just because you show up in the right way, it makes it actually easier for people to get over on you. If you guys are just out here all the time and you're like, oh yeah, I think that I'm going to be a good person today and I'm going to do the right thing and I'm going to, talk to people how they like to be treated. I'm going to treat people how they like to treat me. You guys don't see that wherever you're at on this scale, when you're around people who are just surface level people and they don't think like that, they could use you. And then I'm going to give you guys some extra that a lot of you guys don't really understand. When you climb the ladder and when you actually start making it for yourself, making a name for yourself, start representing yourself, like you got a nice little resume on you, people are only going to treat you worse. That is something that I've noticed is I have the credentials, I show up, I look good, I do my hair and makeup, I'm very professional, I have more credentials and experience than the other people that I'm around. And because I am overqualified in some of these cases, people just don't fuck with me like that, especially in California. California is a place where I say everybody acts Hollywood because everybody has this big dream. Everybody has a business. Everybody knows such and such. They know the owner, whoever, but yet you're not excelling in the rate that you would want to. I've only been here 5 years and I've already made a name for myself of when I go into places, people recognize me, whether they recognize for social media, whether they see me on somebody else's post, whether I come into their establishment and they remember me from dating somebody. I built a name for myself here and I'm not from here. And I think it's very important to say that if you're from a city that other people don't fuck with them, maybe you shouldn't be friends. And I'm not saying that you don't fuck with them, but if they've been doing whatever career that they've been doing for so long, and that shit has not taken off yet, and they've been doing it for in the same state for 20 plus years, maybe you should figure out why they are not taking off like the way that you have, or maybe they're not taking off in the trajectory or in the likeliness or whatever you want to call it, in the direction that they envision for themselves. You should really look at that. And if they have an attitude or they feel some type of way about it, you should really consider why you're even friends with them in the first place. Okay, because I always feel like I'm there to elevate my friends, and I had to cut off a lot of friends who were not reciprocal to that energy, whether they weren't liking my posts, whether they weren't commenting on my posts. Some of my friends would be like, oh, I don't even have social media. And then when we go hang out again, they tell me about something that happened on social media. Stop hanging around people who don't support you. Stop hanging around people who are not going to share your work with their friends. Stop hanging around people knowing that you have certain deadlines for yourself and your business, and they don't even celebrate your small wins. This message goes out to people who keep asking why people aren't supporting me. How come people aren't here for me? Talk to the people that support you. Figure out what type of people are going to support you and stick to those people. I know that there's probably two people right now that I keep doing Carol for because they watch it. They share my videos. They understand that sharing is caring. They're honest with themselves, and not a lot of people are open to the honesty, and not a lot of people are open to you wanting to do the right thing. If you do want to be a good person, you being a good person and you being a kind person, like I think there's a big difference between someone being kind and someone being nice. You can be a nice person, but know that other people are not going to care if you're a nice person. They're not going to care if you open the door. They're not going to care if you speak to them politely. They're not going to be like, that person who gave me and my family extra space and moved up in line so we can have extra space while waiting in Disney World. I'm going to think about them today and I'm going to show some appreciation, or because that person did that for me, I'm going to do it for someone else. We do not live in a society where people are doing that. So please kind of get your head out of your ass Stop thinking that we live in this world that is kumbaya. We've already proven that it has not been kumbaya. We've already proven that people are bad people. We've already proven that people will vote for Trump in a world where they just said, oh, I just wanted to prove a point. It's very individualized thinking that if we don't step away from that and you want to be somebody that actually makes a difference in this world, you can't sit here and thinking that the small things that you're doing for good of mankind, they are being accounted for in the universe, but they're not being accounted in other people's lives that we live with on a daily. Okay. So, Spirit, what can you tell me about this destiny swapping? I feel this person's trying to destiny swap with you, but it didn't work because in my dream, someone told me like the fact that I was like, oh, I can just get another bike. A bike's not the fucking issue. The fact that someone knew that my bike was there and they didn't, it was almost like they set me up to go to this restaurant so I can order so someone can steal my bike. And bike meaning like, spiritual path that they would be able to take my destiny away from me. But luckily, do they know the universe already accounted for that. The universe has already accounted for people who are trying to destiny swap with you. So what happened in my dream? I said, you know what? I can get another bike. Even though I really love that bike and I had it since I was like a little kid, I can get another bike. And with that, I had hella food. I had the food in the bag. It was burgers. It was everything that I wanted. It was like burgers, spaghetti, French fries. It was like all my favorite food in the bag, but it was double times two because they messed up on my order. So another spiritual download that I was getting before was sometimes if you're present in the moment and you become more present in the moment, you can shift time. A lot of people don't talk about quantum physics. Quantum physics is important because if you hate your life right now, you can use quantum physics to make your life better. And like if you're like, oh my God, time is just going by so slow, I don't know what to do, go get a hobby. I literally done these like little canvas portraits on my wall. I did it for like 9 hours of the day. I went back to check my phone. People were hitting me up. They were asking if I wanted to come to the beach. They were asking me if I wanted to, just like have some time and hang out. Of course, I said no because I was busy in my crafts and I didn't want to get dressed. But I will say that the more you immerse yourself in something that you're passionate about, and I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh my God, like I'm not passionate about anything, or I don't know where I can find like the passion. Just do something. Do something. If you like somebody and you're like, man, I wish my life can be like hers. What does she do every day? Does she wake up and do her makeup every day? If you're not good at doing your makeup, maybe start working on doing your makeup better. If you're somebody that doesn't know how to work on cars, I drive a sports car. They were going to charge me $600 to get my window clicker fixed. And no way, I did it myself and I had to leave. It was crazy. I did need help to do it, but I had to untake the door, look on the back of the door, unplug the power, screw. There was hella screws because where the buttons are, you have to push them up because there's an extra holder there. I had to push the buttons down and then also like move it at an angle where I had to put it back up. Like I was my own mechanic for the day. So if you guys don't know how to do something, go ahead and figure it out. You don't know how to make bread from scratch, go ahead and figure it out. A lot of people are focused on relationships. Me and myself, I'm focused on relationships because I think that I'm healed enough to have a good relationship. But I keep dating old versions of myself for some reason. Does that happen to any of you guys? Are any of you guys dating old versions of yourself? Like you get together and you're like, oh my God, like you're acting like me when my mom separated with my dad. Or are you guys dating people, for men, are you dating people that's like, damn, I used to act like that when, I didn't love myself, or I used to act like that when I was working at this type of job? Are you guys having those type of relationships? Because if you are, it means you're elevating. If you're not like understanding and you're not corresponding and like working in harmony with the person, sorry, working in harmony with the person that you're with, it's probably because you need to be the person that they needed at the time. You could show them as much unconditional love, but when they cross your boundaries, it's time to let them go. Okay. I also want to make like some cute outfits, but I don't want to take any sewing classes, and it's actually really hard to work with the sewing machine But anyways, get yourself a hobby. If you're somebody that doesn't have any passion in life, go to your favorite influencer and say, what do they do every day? They change their clothes every day. They put on the cutest outfits I've ever seen every day. Go into your closet and throw some clothes out. Go donate some clothes. Do something that you've never done before, or do something that you haven't done in a long time. And even though it sucks, just get into the motion of being creative, because the bike being yellow, thinking that someone thought that my transportation or the path that I had for myself was going to change my trajectory of where I was going to end up in the end. People are watching you guys. People see how hard you're working, how much you post on social media. They can see the posts that you like. They can see the people that you guys follow. And it's just real crazy that you guys would think that they're not watching you, and people don't want to keep you in the system, and they don't want to see you do well. So going back to the person, in my dream, it was a male. In my own waking life, I don't think that it's a male. I think that it's a female with masculine energy. And you can tell that this person has masculine energy because it's how they do things, right? This person doesn't seem very gratuitous, I will say. Like, they'll tip people, and they're very calm, so you wouldn't expect how masculine their energy is. They could also be someone that looks very feminine on the outside as well. This goes for men too. So men who put a lot of effort into their appearance, on how they look, how they dress, how they smell, a little bit doing extra. I'm not saying that men shouldn't do those things, but I think that it does not take men as long as women to get ready. So if they are someone that is kind of hyper fixated on what they look like when they go outside, that's another indicator of how you can tell who this person is. So this person is, this person is the jack of all trades that we have here with, what is this? The King of Pentacles. So they know how to make a little bit of money, but they also capitalize off of your money a little bit and your creative gifts a little bit. They know that you bring the attention. And Spirit, can you tell me a true indicator of what should happen or what could happen when they're together? How will the collective know? Hold on, I also have these cards. What will the collective feel like when they're around this person? What will the collective feel like? I'm going to be on here for about 13 more minutes, 13 and a half, 12 more minutes. Oh my God, look, some of these are turned over. I cannot, please. Hold on, give me a sec. To turn these cards over, because there's so many cards. Okay. What will the collective feel like when this person is in their energy next? What overall feeling does the collective know? Hold on. I know a card did not fall. Hopefully it didn't go under my couch. So you guys feel like you have to be pretty much defensive. You guys are in defense mode when you're around this person, whether you're defending them or you have to defend yourself. This person doesn't always see eye to eye with you. So it's almost like they're probing your energy to see how you feel. And why is that? Because they're also, look, you guys are also the 9 of Wands. This person also feels like they have to be defensive with you. Why? Why does this person feel like they have to be defensive with the collective? Well, they shouldn't be defensive with you guys in the first place, because you were the only person that actually believes in this person. Okay, I did have a card come out. So 2 cards. So I have the 2 of Pentacles and no way, the Chariot. So this person is defensive around you, because I am getting that it's almost like this person sees your energy as can go one way or another. Like, they can't really tell if you're upset with them or annoyed with them. So they are always kind of walking on eggshells. But again, this doesn't correlate with them feeling very egotistical. Let me tell you what it is. This person feels like they feel like they're the shit, But then when they come around you, they don't feel like they're the shit anymore, because they're like, how can you be so creative? How can you just have these ideas come out of nowhere? Like, how come like you're blessed like this? So around everyone else, they feel very egotistical, like nobody can tell them nothing. But then when you come around, it's almost like this person feels like the energy that you bring with the Chariot card and the Two of Pentacles, it can go either way. So because you're an anomaly in this person's life, and you change how you feel, you change how you feel obviously because you learn more information every day. You can't keep treating people the same if you have more information. So the fact that you're somebody that self-educates and you go outside of yourself and you reflect, and they see that you have all these spiritual gifts, like, come on, you have fucking a Chariot card with all your ancestors behind you, all of your spiritual guides behind you. This person can feel the magnitude of your energy. They can feel that you're highly protected. They can feel that you have extra help on the other side helping you. But it's the fact that depending on what you present to them, like, these are two different pentacles. They're not just always like good and bad. It's like curious and surprised, or anxious and overfulfilled. Like, you have this duality to yourself that this person doesn't know what energy that you're going to be in, but it's almost like it scares them in a sense. And I'm not saying it scares them to where they're fearful of you, but it's almost like they don't know what you could create. And even though they don't bring this to your attention at like a 3D level, like, you guys don't have conversations about how this person feels, how you're so magical, they will hide behind you being the person to speak up for the group. And if they have something to say, they'll be like, oh, okay. But if they don't have something to say, then they'll let you take the lead every single time. This person enjoys seeing you take the big risk and the big hit, but when it actually hits and that shit is a fucking jackpot, they're just like, man, I should have said something, or, like, I could be enjoying this. So think about that person, because it's that person, whoever you're thinking about in your head. I told you, there's somebody that's going to pretend like they're a friend. They also have intuitive signs and intuitions and blessings and messages from their spirit guides too, but the fact that they don't even tell you about it, they're always let me see, there's about 2 to 3 people who you guys were around, and now there's only probably, there still might be 2 to 3 depending on how your life works. Okay, how your life works. It might be someone who you just dated who was trying to destiny swap with you. Someone who you just dated, they also had intuitive messages. They also had dreams that were very forecasting and very real for them. They also had, they also learned stuff. Like, there was things that we all go outside and we learn things sometimes. Sometimes you just pick the wrong fight with the wrong person and you might just know something at the end of the day. But I'm getting that your ex and this close friend who you're around, they are your handlers, because they are trying. If you guys don't know what handlers are, go ahead and look it up. But they're your handlers because they want to keep you in this state where you can do good. Like, you're doing good, yay, but they're not showcasing and broadcasting your stuff the way you broadcast and showcase theirs. That's one indication. 2, they also experience prophetic dreams. They also get downloads from spirits. They also have very intuitive insight that they don't share, and they wait on you to confirm. And then even when you're around them and you confirm certain things, there's other things that you guys could talk about that's intuitive on their side, that if they opened up and shared with you, you can give them even more insight to what they're actually feeling and thinking. I'm also getting that this person, they eat very poorly. So they still eat pork. They eat a lot of junk food. They eat a lot of chips and candy. They eat energy drinks. They have sugar and tea with a lot of cane sugar. They don't usually choose a lot of natural route. And let me give you guys some more information. Natural does not mean you going to the store and it's saying natural preservatives on the side, or just because it's cheap you're like, okay, well, this corn is still good and you get it from the can. Get the corn from the frozen section. If you can't afford that, go get frozen corn instead of canned corn and figure out how to make that shit work. Okay, I'm only going to be on here with you guys for 6 more minutes. Confirmation, you guys are gifted. We have the all gifted card here. You have everything that you need to succeed. The butterflies let me know that there is going to be some intuition or some intuitive look. And this is what we have at the bottom. So wait until our next full moon. I'm getting this person's really going to show their true colors. I'm also getting that this person, this infiltrator, this person who wants to take you off your path, this person who wants to destiny swap with you, they did something recently that didn't rub you the right way, and you're like, oh well, it just happens, maybe, you know, that's just kind of, take that into account, because when this next situation comes up where and I have a feeling that they're going to give their insight, they're gonna tell, oh shit, they're actually gonna tell you how they actually feel. And with that, you're going to be like, I don't even think this girl's my friend. I don't even think this guy is my friend. A lot of male friendships don't. You guys, I'm not saying that you guys don't care about your friendships. I just think a lot of your friendships are fake. A lot of your friendships are real fake because there's never any substance. I don't even think you guys know each other's birthdays. I don't even think you guys know who the names of, you know, the girlfriends. I'm sorry to rag on men so much, but I do feel like I have not met any men that have good best friends that actually know and care about them and check up with them on a daily basis. Every man, I have a male best friend that I've been knowing since kindergarten, and I don't even think he opens up to his friends like that. He opens up to me about that, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think he opens up to anybody else about that. So not bragging and ragging and, you know, trying to talk negatively about men. I just think take a second to wonder why your life is the way it is. You push away every relationship because you're probably not completely healed. Colorless angel. So this is actually going to happen sooner than later. It seems like this person only feels alive when you're around. This person's going to be very conflicted. It's almost like they're going to be in this situation where you're the only person that like has actual insight on what's going on, and then they tell you what's going on, and then you give them the insight, and then after the insight they're like, no, that's like, you're like, okay, whatever, like, you know, they pretty much brush over your insight and they try to make it seem like, no, that's impossible, that wouldn't happen, like, you don't know what you're talking about. And guess what? And then it does happen. And this person's going to feel like, wow, she wished that on me. And it's like, no, babes, when you're connected, there's no choice but, you know, and attend. So I'm not sure if this friendship is going to be over by the end of the time, but I'm just going to read to you guys. I feel like the colorless angel always comes out. This is coming around the first quarter moon. Let me read it to y'all. A dark horse prances proudly in the background, unnoticed by a man kneeling upon a pond, where he wears a crown. Of mirth. Okay. His face expressionless. Behind him, wings of smoke and bones grow or disappear. The sentence of this card is apathy is the crowned king of nothingness and the shining queen of whatever. So this person is very nonchalant. Like they tell you how they feel and they're like, oh, okay, well, I feel like this about this subject, but they don't stand on that shit. Like they don't advocate for the things that they actually care about. Okay. Going dark. We can be Siegfried and the dragon slaying hero, but not when he slays the dragon, nor when he's betrayed and dies, but when he is simply doing nothing. We can be Michael, the archangel, while he waits bored and motionless, and Saint George, surprised in a moment of stillness and nothingness. All the wrong rivers can become a swamp when they reach the plants, and the most yummy food can become gummy after a couple hours unattended on the table. There is a lot of darkness when we make the habit of going gray. We numb our senses with the fog of delays, and then we just indifferent to the fog, into the fog herself. I'm here, we whisper, and if by a very tiny chance someone notices and replies and asks, who's there? We become shy and we stay silent a little more. You cannot be saved unless you face the dragon, and the dragon hurts. Of course it does. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna let you know right now, this person might be tired. They might be 4444 when I said that. This person might be tired. Their soul might be tired. They might be someone who is just trying to make it through life, but it doesn't give them the right to try to destiny swap with you. It doesn't give them the right by judging the path that you're on, and they see that it's working for you, and they're judging you and making all these assumptions about other people, and they need to go inside and reflect on what they feel, because this card is letting me know that this person, they've been sitting in the dark night of the soul. They had the information that they needed. Spirit wanted them to move forward and move on, hence putting you in their life and giving them more creativity than they ever could expect or ask for. And instead of getting up and actually asking questions where they can learn, they think they learned everything that they needed to learn, and they sit and they wait in this darkness, and they sit and they wait to see if somebody is actually going to stand up for the things that they believe in too. And come to find out, you guys believe in a lot of the same things, but this person doesn't trust your judgment. I'm actually going to ask, damn, you guys, we got the new moon, so this could be by next week. God damn. I'm actually going to ask why this person doesn't trust you. And I'm gone. This was probably one of the longest readings that I've done. I had a little bit of time today. Usually they're around 30 minutes. Shut up. You know what card came out? The King of Pentacles. So this person might be a jack of all trades, but they look at you as the true King of Pentacles. Like, I know it's different energy, and you guys want to be like, oh my God, you just pulled that card. But cards have different meanings, obviously, based on the question that you ask and, you know, where you're at with the messages and how you need to receive them. But they actually look at you as the actual King of Pentacles. So the problem that they have with you is you can actually alchemize off of all of the trades. It's almost like, I had a friend tell me one time, she was like, oh my God, if I was you and I was good at all the things that you were good at, like, I wouldn't be broke. Like, I would definitely like be making money off of whatever. And I didn't take that as offense, because what I heard was, if you were me, you would try just as hard. But my issue wasn't about trying being good at these things. It's things that make me feel passionate, things that make me feel motivated to do it. And right now, me and her are not friends. I actually unfollowed her today on TikTok and had her unfollow me. So yeah, I think that if people want to actually support you and they want to be here for you, they can't be afraid of having true conversations that are heartfelt. And this person is afraid of being vulnerable. So that's another reason why they don't like you either. I hope you guys like this message. I hope to see you next time. And let me know if you guys want a private reading. It's going to be Not Your Average Coco on Instagram. I only have one Instagram, unless you find my cannabis page, and I'm not really answering anything on there right now. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.